Hello YouTube! My name is Mariah. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new to my channel. Here I like to talk about all things mystical and mysterious, especially related to our planet and our planet as the goddess. And today, this is kind of like Mother's Mysteries episode, but I just want to talk a little bit about this, not for very long. And it came up today for me during a shamanic journeying session that I had today with a client, which was really fun. And we went to the Pleiades, which is amazing. I haven't taken anybody there before. It was a really beautiful experience, and what has stayed with me during that experience, and something that was just this message that just kept coming through for me to share, is the idea of our planet. Sorry, let me get a little more comfortable. Our planet as a portal planet. So I just want to talk a little bit about that and perhaps expand it more and encourage you to explore this planet and explore all of the different routes and avenues that we have open to not only between different places on the earth and inside the earth and in different places where we can go with our etheric body, our Ka body, what the Egyptians called them. The body that we use in our dream time. This body is what we use to maneuver through meditations and astral travel. So the more that we connect to this body, the more we can use it and travel and go to really amazing places. So first, if you've never seen any of my videos, I would like to just do a quick recap of who our planet is, because it's very important. So you probably know our planet as Gaia, Mama Gaia, Terra. It's another name. Tiamat is another name for the planet. And that's all well and good. Love Mama Gaia, obviously. But Mama Gaia is one aspect of our planet. How I have a Mariah physical body, I also have a Ka body, a soul, a light body. And this is the body that I use in meditations and in dreams. And our planet has the same thing. And our planet has a soul. That's what's traveling. And has that aspect of her that is beautiful and so important for us to understand the dynamics of her, because then when we understand the dynamics of our planet, we further understand the dynamics of ourselves as an extension of our planet. And then once we kind of got the groundwork there, then we can go and take it further and explore both ourselves and our planet at the same time. So if you don't know the whole story, please go back and watch Mother's Mysteries episode 1 is a good rundown of her story. I also have a PDF of the planet story that you can read on my website. I will link it in the box below. But in a nutshell, and this is from the Gnostics, and they were more of a mystery sect than a religion for sure. And they ran the ancient mystery schools. And this is all their core belief, their creation story. And you can still find the story in the Nag Hammadi Codices, which are books that are about the same time written as the Bible, and they were left out of the Bible on purpose. And I apologize for the background noise. I'm in Mexico. There's a lot of dogs barking. So, in a nutshell, and this is from the Gnostics, in a nutshell, there is a place called the galactic core, literally the core of our galaxy, and there is a center, and it's called the pleroma from the Gnostics, which is the Greek word for fullness. And in this center is where our creator gods and goddesses live and reside. And this is where they make their creations and they send it into the Kenoma, which is our material world, the Milky Way galaxy. They send it through the core and into the Milky Way galaxy to churn and to gain life and to grow and to propagate and things like that. So for us, the most important being in this place is a being named Sophia. And these aeons is what they're called by the Gnostics. These creator gods and goddesses is literally what they do is they make things and they send them here into this material world to grow and to propagate. So Sophia, along with her male consort Thelete, these creator gods and goddesses work in male-female pairs always. And they're not like people. They're like big torrents of energy. I believe it's why there's so much dragon worship. It's kind of like that, like a big torrent of energy. Anyways, they still have gender and they work in these pairs and they make these creations by like dancing and creating. And it's just something totally beyond like anything I've heard from science fiction. And there's a lot of stories these days that are based off of Gnostic stories, such as The Matrix. That's definitely Gnostic storyline. Anyways, so Sophia and Thelete created us. They made the human genome, and as John Lamb Lash calls it, this was their designer species, like top of the line, full genius potential given to us, all of us. And for some reason, they could not get us to survive and thrive. And right now, what we're going through is the transition from Anthropos 10 to Anthropos 11, Anthropos being the name for humans, the human genome that they created. And so that 10 suggests that there were 10 tries already that didn't make it. And so Sophia, on her own, without Thelete, was imagining a solution for humans to thrive and survive, because she created us and she wants us to do well. So she was doing this without Thelete, and that's a big mistake. This was, if you haven't watched my latest Mother's Mysteries Mistakes, go check that out, because the idea about our creator not being completely perfect is like so liberating. It feels really, really good. So she was doing this without Thelete, and because of that, and because they are active creators, she ended up being compelled in an imaginary state to fall through the galactic core into the Kenoma herself. Usually they just send their creations, but her pull, her desire to help us, compelled her physically through the galactic core. And the element of this is that she's still in her imagination. So it's like her dream body, her Ka body, fell into the experiment. And long story short, she accidentally created the Archons, which is why we have these evil psychopaths running our world. And she fell through space until eventually she became the planet Earth, with the sun and the moon to support her, to support us, to give us life. So that is the really, really, really basic story of our Earth and where she comes from, why she's here, what she's doing, why she is so alive and interactive. And it's because she is this huge creator, goddess, primordial being from somewhere else that has, I mean, I don't think this was her own decision, but that has fallen into her own experiment and become an active player in her own experiment. It would be like if I'm playing The Sims and I feel so compelled to help my Sims, and suddenly I was just like in the game and I became the game. And I became the game to help my Sims, you know? So that's like probably the best example I have of something that can kind of get the idea of. So This planet is very, like, very important because of who she is. And the problem for Sophia is that because she did her imagining without Thelete, she created a deficiency of the archons. I believe it has something to do with deficiency of the males, like that. I'm not going to go there yet because that's still unfolding. But she created this, like, distorted, jealous, and it's the God of the Christian Bible, the Old Testament. And that's who she created by accident. And, yeah, that was just a mistake. But this planet is her material body, because she materialized because of how much she loves us. Like, she literally became the environment for us to live and thrive and breathe within. We are inside her skin right now. Like, that is me breathing in her body. It is the breath of life. That is Gaia Sophia. So now that we have the groundwork for why our planet is so important, is that she is from the galactic core. She is one of these creator goddesses, and they don't enter into their experiments like that often. It's not that it's never been done before, and it's not that it doesn't happen in other places where maybe a different creator goddess decided to become a planet and she knew what she was getting into, or creator god, for example. But on this planet, because of the deficiency of the archons, there has been, and also just the way the human, and she fell and there was a shearing, and, you know, it's a whole commotion. Sophia has a big problem, and a lot of this is from John Lamb Lash. I will never stop talking about him. He has been so pivotal in my journey. If any of this interests you, please go find him on YouTube, get his book, all that stuff. What was I gonna say? So, because of that shearing, that deficiency, and the archons, Sophia has the problem of us being born into a fog of not remembering her, of not remembering where we come from. Now, for example, and this is my own inference from things that I've seen in meditation and on shamanic journeys with my clients. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It might not be true for you. But there are other planets, of course, that exist in other star systems, such as the Pleiadian star system. That is a big one that's very, very connected to us. Andromeda, Arcturus, Sirius. I have huge connections to the Sirius star system. And these places, the planets where these beautiful stars are, there are planets there that don't have that fog when the people are born. They have full remembrance when they are born on the planet that the planet is a part of them. And it's very important, because when they know that, it is just like a given. And so they know how to better interact with their planet, because the planet is alive. It is always sending off frequencies for our benefit. So if we were like the people in, for example, I'm going to use the Pleiades because that's where I just was. There's a planet, I don't remember the planet name, the planet in the Pleiades cluster, where they have full remembrance of what it's like to interact with the planet and to amp up the planet's energy and create pillars of light and giant light temples, where when you look at a place in the temple or in the city or on the floor, because of your human power as an observer, when you observe a certain part of the wall, it would just unfold in more beauty. Like, that's what it's like to actually interact with your planet, is to be an active player in loving your planet, and then your planet responds and becomes more beautiful. Like, sorry, there's so many dog fights at this hour. And there are these places where we have these remembrances, and oftentimes people who remember it now and Starseeds, for example, if it's because your soul ancestry has ties to these places, and now our job is to recall that, acknowledge it, and not think that we're just like super bonkers, so that we can learn the story of where we come from, and it'll come to us in dreams and meditations and general downloads. And maybe you find a book that somebody hands you, and you find that you have all this information that you didn't know you needed. And that's how the remembering unfolds, when we acknowledge what we need to remember. And what we need to remember is how to fully interact with our planet as a being, as a friend, as a goddess, as a lover, as a best friend, as a mother, you know, because there are so many places that do remember it. And these are the very advanced societies that have portals to us. Okay? There is a reason why the Pleiades star system, why Sirius, why Orion, why all of these places have been commemorated for years by ancient cultures. Like, it's not just because it's beautiful and fun. Like, there is a purpose, and the purpose is that we are all connected through the electric universe. And this is something else, if you want to look into it, look up Thunderbolts Project. They have amazing YouTube videos. But their theory, and what I believe to be true, because it makes the most sense to me, look it up for yourself, is that the universe is one giant electric body. And combination of electricity and water and making plasma, there is electric tendrils between everything, and we may not see it, but as I'm clairaudient, definitely. I hear voices are my thing, but I'm also very visual. And I wouldn't say like clairaudient or clairvoyant in the sense that like I look at somebody and I see their aura, but my mind's eye can see the energy coming from them, and the energy coming out of your chakras, for example, looks like these like snake tendrils of light, you know, and they can be big, small, whatever, and the pillars of light is like a big tendril of electric light coming down, and these exist, they are real. And we have those tendrils between star systems, between planets, between these places like billions of light years apart. And it doesn't matter, because there is this electric current, which means you can be there and here at the same time if you want. But it also can just act like a portal where suddenly, boom, it's open and you're somewhere else if there's that existing connection, which, because of our planet and how important she is and where she comes from, this is a portal planet. Her body is extravagant and huge and multidimensional. And there are places within her body, for example, where I always go is the core of the earth, and that is where I can basically access anywhere. But there are different places where the ancients had star portals built. Like, they literally had a portal, and it would look like a piece of stone, but if you have the right incantations, if you have the right vibrations, you can open a portal to somewhere else, and that is all earth, baby. That is all stone, earth, and the existing energy paths that do exist on the earth as ley lines. If you don't know anything about ley lines, that is fascinating stuff, and it has to do with the water underground and magnetics and electricity on the earth that is natural. You know, we have those places between earth, and then we also have those places in our galaxy of different telluric paths, and that's why snakes were worshipped, because the energy paths look like snakes. And so our planet has many portals to these places, portals to the Pleiades, to Sirius, to Orion, and at certain times of year they open. Like, for real. Or you can go find them and you can open them yourselves and go to these places. But the most important thing is that she wants us to know those parts of her so that we can use it, so that we can actually take our place within the universe, within the galaxy, instead of just thinking that we're only here on Earth, we can only deal with this planet alone, and like, obviously we need to be here and we need to love our planet, but we need to use the information coming from these other places to help us remember how to connect to our planet, because they want to show us how. And if we're called to a certain place and we go to a certain place, I can guarantee that it's because you have ancestry there. And that's why your soul is being called back, so that they can provide you with a DNA activation, with a life activation, with whatever you need to wake you up, so that you can remember why you're here right now on Earth, remembering what you're remembering. And for example, what does that look like? You could have ancestry in the Pleiades, and you have the thought and you're like, oh, I love the Pleiades, they're so beautiful. And that's just something that occurs to you 1 week. And then in 2 weeks, you are like humming and chanting and dancing and using your body as an instrument, just because you felt like it. Like, and that's from them. That is your remembrance. And when you do those chants and you make those movements, you're literally changing the environment around you. And when you do that, it's like Gaia is like taking a huge glass of water and she's just drinking that energy in, and you are drinking hers back, and we come back to that full symbiosis, that dance. It's literally a dance that we're in with our planet, and she's giving us life every single day so that we can have the chance to learn her fully. Because when we learn her fully and we understand that the mountains are nourishment from her, and it literally is pleasing, like harmonious for us to look at a landscape because of the way that the horizon goes like this, it is just, our body literally responds to that with health. Like, that's crazy, and water, for example, the ocean is so good, not only for us physically, but mentally. We are back with her brain. Sophia's memory is water. And we can attune back to that and start to remember her and who she is. Because when we do that, our life becomes incredibly profound. Like, if you're working with our planet as your best friend, as your lover, as your mother, you will not want for a single thing. You can think in your head, I would really love to go on vacation somewhere, and drop it. And then just love Sophia as your creator, as your mother, as your lover. And suddenly, boom, like, somebody will like hand you a plane ticket. I swear to God, this stuff is just so crazy, because there is no bigger force that you can work with. It's the planet. Like, that's the biggest thing we got. And then when we pair our power with the power of this planet, it's like, boom, she just completely opens up for you. And then you can explore the galaxy, the universe. You can go up to the galactic core if you want. You can go in there. It's kind of crazy, and it is like, I don't do it often, but you can literally go anywhere. And when we do that, the point is to learn and to have more information, because when we have more information, then the stuff that they're saying to us in the news, from governments, from anything like that, just becomes moot. It is a moot point when somebody says to me, oh, you can't go to this place because blah, 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 and you don't have blah, 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 which means you can't get into the country. It's like, one, whatever. Two, like, the power that I'm working with does not give a shit about governments and bureaucracy and red tape and stuff like that. Like, the amount of exceptions that I've had for random things in my life, it just affirms to me every time that somebody trying to dictate what I can and cannot do doesn't matter if they're a human being. It's just like, whatever they say just literally doesn't matter. Everything matters from here. Because here is where your planet talks to you. And here is where she will literally, and this is a very common activation that I see, not the first time that you meet her usually like the second or third, is Gaia will literally take your heart and like swap it with hers. And what happens often in my shamanic journeys with people is a tendril of light between your heart and her heart. And then when that is connected, it is unbreakable. And it is literally just a remembrance because it's always there. I just really light it up for you. And then it allows you to hear her. And there is a reason why Sophia is the word for wisdom. And there's a reason why Gaia is who the oracles were channeling and consulting at, the oracles of Delphi and everywhere in ancient Greece, because she is the highest intelligence available for everything, because she made us and she became the place where we live. And she wants us to further explore that. She wants us to know that there is so much more for us when we can recognize our planet and honor her. It's like, she's like, oh, I love you too. Let me show you more. And she does. Like, she will take you to, like, I when I do my shamanic journeys with people, I start to get downloads of where we're going to go like an hour before. Like, I start to get it. But before that, I have no freaking clue. And usually I don't even know what's actually, I just get like a preview as like a blueprint of like, okay, so I'm not going in blind, even though I have done that before. And it's been beautiful also. And I've ended up in like, I don't know, Cairo is another place that I go. Or I go somewhere through like an ocean portal and we go to Sirius, you know? There's all these beautiful tracks, these beautiful highway of light, of energy that already exists, and it's like our planet is a hub of that, like a mega hub of all of these different places that we can go and we can explore. And we need to, because these places remember what it's like to live with your planet and in love with your planet, because it's a two-way relationship, and she responds back with more love for you, especially when you love her and yourself as an extension of her. And you're like, I love myself, I love my body, I love this, I love to move, I love to scream, I love to do mantras and all those things, is because I can breathe this air. I am an extension of nature, using myself, using my body as the tool that I'm meant to. And I have such a privilege doing that. And she's like, yeah, like that is literally all she wants. Because when we do that, we can hear her guidance. And she knows like ahead of time of what you need. Say you ask for, I don't know, a vacation house. And that is your deepest desire. And she's like, yeah, because I put it there. And all you have to do is trust that she's got you. And she will take you on adventures in the meantime. And then suddenly, boom, you're in your vacation house and you don't even know how you got there. Like, that is the kind of magic we're talking about. We live in her dream and we are her dream body, experiencing nature, experiencing this incredible reality that she has constructed for us, that is connected to other places that remember, one, they know her, and they remember the story of their own planet, and they know how to connect deeply into these other dimensions, into the astral, and to use it, and to use their dreams. And dreams are such powerful omens, you know? So when we go and we use our planet Gaia Sophia as a portal to these other places, and we are activated and we pick up that remembrance and we use it here, that is just, you are gonna see like all of your obstacles just float away as if they don't even matter, because they don't. And that's what I wanted to share with you. So if you would like to go on a personal guided journey with me, I have my booking link available. It's a call for about an hour and a half ish, if we're going to chat about it. And all you need to do is lay down and I guide you to wherever you need to go. And really, it is beautiful. And I think let's do a little journey right now. And hopefully there's not too many dogs barking and interrupting. This is going to be very, very quick. When we do a guided shamanic journey, I go into much more detail and much more pre-stuff with the body. But I want you to get comfortable. Lay down, preferably, just so you don't like itch and move around. Or if you want to sit up, totally good, however you are most comfortable. I always like to lay down. I want you to close your eyes. If you watch me, my eyes are going to be like, it's really creepy. Close your eyes, and I just want you to notice that from way, way, way above your head, way outside of the earth, coming all the way down from the galactic core, from the pleroma, I want you to notice that there is a beautiful white, milky, pearly light that sparkles, and it's coming all the way down from the galactic core into this Earth's atmosphere, into Gaia's skin, from above your head, and comes all the way down till it finally reaches the crown of your head. And I just want you to notice that this milky white pillar of light is grounded now into your head and your body. And it comes all the way down as a pillar around you and through your body, all the way down to your feet. And just notice how good this feels, how at home you feel with this beautiful white milky light. And just notice that this white light is now grounded into the earth. And with your awareness, I want you to follow this light as it exits your feet and goes into the earth. And this light continues to travel down into the earth, into the stones beneath you, into the dirt beneath you, down into the rocks beneath you, and continues to travel all the way down, perhaps through some underground caves and lakes, and continues to travel further and further down until finally the white light reaches Gaia's crystal core in the center of our earth. And just notice that this white light, your white light, is now grounded into a giant crystal. And with your awareness, I want you to notice that you are inside of this crystal. And just notice that this crystal is vibrating and humming and healing you as it hums with its vibration. And I want you to notice that inside of this crystal there is a doorway. I want you to walk over to the doorway and walk through the doorway. And as you walk through the doorway, you realize that you step onto earth, nourishing dirt. And it feels so good, and you can feel it squishing your toes. And I want you to notice that you are in a giant cave. This is Gaia's cave in the center of the earth. Gaia's beautiful womb, where we can come at any time. And this is her hub, her travel hub, if you will, where everyone that comes through here is a beautiful being of love and light, of the highest vibration, because those are the only beings who can access this place, this sacred place. I want you to notice that there is a really big being of love walking towards you. And you may notice that she has earth for skin. She's got water rushing and trees and vegetation and animals all over her. Just know that this is Gaia, and she loves you so much. And she's so happy that you're here. And she wants you to be aware of this space so that you can come here on your own. And Gaia is in front of you now, and I just want you to notice that she is showing you around the cave. And as you look around the cave, you see a series of big round portals all around the cave. I just want you to notice that there may be a sign above them. Maybe one says Sirius, another says Arcturus, another one Pleiades. I just want you to notice that you can come here at any time, and with your guides who love you and your ancestors who love you, they can assist you in going through these portals to other places. And Gaia just wants you to be aware of this space. And Gaia wants you to set the intention now that you come here in your dream time tonight. And that you learn and gather the information that's needed to be grounded here on Earth from these other places. Gaia asks if you're ready to come here in your dream time and learn what you're meant to learn. And as you feel ready, you say yes. And she brings you into her embrace. And I want you to notice that her heart is sending a beautiful gold tendril into yours. And you're receiving her information always. And she is sending you so much love, and she wants you to know that the still voice of your intuition is the wisdom of your planet, talking to you, guiding you in the exact way that you need to be guided in that exact moment, with pure love and beauty. She loves you so much, she materialized to support you. And Gaia lets you go from her embrace, and she wants you to know that this place is always available for you. You may see your guides, your loving ancestors now, waving goodbye to you, saying that they will see you soon, very, very soon. And Gaia walks you back over to the crystal where you came in, and step through the gateway, the doorway that you originally came into the crystal, and notice that your white light is still grounded here from the galactic core, from your body. And just notice that as you step into this crystal, you are traveling back up your pillar of light that stays grounded here in the core of the earth. You're traveling back up out of the cave, back up through layers of sediment, deep layers of lakes and rivers, and traveling up through the rock and the dirt, till finally you are beneath you, and then you are fully back in your body. And just notice that you still have the gold tendril connecting to Gaia, and you are still in your pillar of light, connecting you to the galactic core and down into Earth's core, Gaia's core. And as you feel ready, just start to wiggle your toes, bring awareness back to your body, and open your eyes. So that was a really quick little guided meditation for you to track where you can go to find portals to other places. And the purpose of these portals is for you to bring back remembrances, bring back lessons for you to use here on Earth. And it'll be things that make no sense to you and things that you think don't matter. Like, for example, I like to spin in a circle, and sometimes I think that it doesn't actually matter what I'm doing with my body. But every time I dedicate my time to doing that, which takes like 30 seconds, I find that my life changes at a crazy speed for the better, just when I spin in a circle. So don't just throw away the ideas that you get because they sound crazy. No, those are the ideas that we need. So if you go to these places and you remember what you experienced, try to write it down so that you can use this information. And when you go back, you can build on this information. And those are the kinds of lessons she wants us to learn right now, to bring those here, because they are a part of us. If you're watching this and you went through that, then it's definitely for you to do those things. And of course, we need to remember our planet and where we are now. But this is a great way of remembering how to interact with her and how beautiful that is. And I have a really gorgeous view right now of the mountains and the sunset, and it's just so beautiful. And I love our creator. I love who made me. I love Gaia Sophia. And I love you. And I hope you enjoyed. Many, many kisses. And I will talk to you later.